Alright, what's going on YouTube? So in today's video, we're just going to kind of go over essentially the best settings. I made a video on my camera settings, but this is a little bit more in depth of like FPS, my general computer settings, everything like that. So if you're interested in that video, stay tuned and we'll get to it. Roll the intro.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now?
The less input delay, etc. Right? So, I mean, in the long run, would it help you? Yes. But for the most part, I mean, overall the game will run fairly smooth, right? If you have issues with your input delay, there's a big controversy going around: is the Epic client better than the Steam client? Is the Steam client better than the Epic client? I've tried both. For me personally, I don't really notice a difference. I still play on Steam, but I have some buddies of mine that say the input delay is less on Epic, so you could try it that way. But anyway, so let's get into my settings. So the settings I got, text chat, I leave team only just so I don't get, those toxic players. Voice chat, I don't use. Split screen, doesn't matter. Crossplay, I still allow crossplay just so I can still play with the console users. Client send rate, you want that on high. Server send rate high. Bandwidth limit high. Input buffer, you can just leave as default. Competitive divisions, extra modes, I leave alone. Leave that alone. Tournament schedule, this is based off of where you're located. Camera, so the last video I showed the camera settings, but I didn't really talk about it. Camera shake, that's a must be off. Field of view 110. I played around with it 108 to 110, but I liked 110 the best. Distance, played around from 260 to 310. I have some friends that play at 310 that are better than me, but 270 to me is the most comfortable. Height 110, 100 is not bad, but just overall the car feels better to me at 110. Angle -3, stiffness 0.5, which kind of just controls how the camera will follow you. Swivel speed 5, transition speed 1.1, invert swivel I have off. Controls, steering sensitivity. I kind of play around between 1.2 to 1.3. It just depends on how I'm feeling for the day. Aerial, same thing, 1.25 right now, but I've had it at 1.3. Controller dead zone 0.10. This is kind of different for everybody. You can go and look at so on Rocket League Science, another YouTube channel, talks about dead zone change. I'll go over that and separately once I go into Steam. I'll show you how you can go in and change some settings on your controller. I don't do it, but I'll show you how to do that. Dodge dead zone 0.85, so I'd stay away from those stupid backflips. And then my bindings, drive forward, drive backwards. Everything else is still pretty much the same. I use a PS4 controller, but I don't have it plugged in right now. But jump is X, focus on ball is triangle, air roll is left button, power slide is also left button, and then air roll right is square or circle, air roll left is square, and then I have replays turned off. Interface, I have everything turned all the way up to max. It's all personal preference right here. If you want ball arrow on or off, you can turn it off. Video, so this is where your FPS comes into it, right? So a lot of times games will have vertical sync on. I've never played a game other than Among Us where it's actually better to have that on, so I always just turn it off by default. Anti-aliasing off. Render quality, you want at least high quality. I wouldn't go any lower than that. Render detail custom, max FPS. So I have it at 250. I have a monitor at 240. I was playing at 200 for a little while, and it wasn't bad at all either. Texture detail, you want high quality, performance. Some people leave these on. I turn everything off with the exception of transparent goalposts, so if I'm sitting in the goal, I can still see out of it if the ball's coming. Audio, I turn almost everything down. Music, I turn all the way down so I don't get the DMCA or whatever the hell it's called for music playing, copyright strike. Chat, depending on how toxic you want to be, change these around. Extras doesn't matter. But for Rocket League itself, that's all I've changed. So we'll quit Rocket League. We'll go to desktop. Yeah. So on the desktop, there's a couple things you can do. You can do properties. Well, actually, that's not going to matter. I'll have to go through Steam to get to it. But a lot of games you can turn off through that. Manage, browse local files. And you can get to the game. You can turn on like run as an admin, not as an admin. It all just depends. So anyways, for the controller, I'll show you that now. So Steam, you go to settings, controller, general controller options. It'll bring this up. Check the box of the controller that you're playing with. So like I play with a PlayStation controller, right? So I'll have that. And then you'll close that. You go back to Rocket League. It should bring up a controller support, but I don't have controller in there. You can click that, go through advanced, etc. But you have to change your keybinds through that other app though if you use it that way. I don't. I prefer to just use the typical normal game. So for settings, if you open up a NVIDIA control panel, it'll bring this up, right? Couple things, adjust preview, right? I would put it on use preference if you want, go all the way to performance. But you go to manage 3D settings, it'll start off in global, go to program settings. There's not much you really need to change here. It just depends on how you want. But the biggest ones is management mode. You want maximum performance, refresh rate, highest available. You can change, there is a command that you can go into the command prompt and give yourself ultimate performance power mode. I don't really think that's needed for this game, but that is something to look into if you're interested in it. So you have those, right? Hit apply. It'll apply it to Rocket League sometime. Other things for computers, if you want your games to run better, you can download Quick CPU. It's a free download. Just go to Google, type in Quick CPU. Pretty sure mine's not even updated. When this loads, okay, you get ultimate performance. I was saying the power mode, put everything at 100% and hit apply. Other things is ISLC, which is like a paging program that kind of stops things from running in the background as much. Show you what it looks like. But so you get this, right? Total system memory. Frees up some memory so your game or whatever you have will run smoother altogether. Bake's mod if you want it. It's a good thing to have for training. And then CC cleaner. Just make sure you clean your computer constantly. And that'll help your game continue on. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, that's all I really have. If you enjoyed it, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe the video, and subscribe to the channel. Once you're subscribed, I do live stream on YouTube almost every day. So if you have any other questions or something I didn't cover or you need help with something, just let me know when I'm live or in the comments below and I will help you. So anyways, until next time, I'll see you guys in the live stream. Peace.